Welcome to the Creative's Garden. I'm Hikari Harpy, and today we will be working on some stream-related assets today, namely some outfits for my future PNGtuber model. So, without further ado, I will go ahead and put on the main camera. Now, I've already gotten to work on a number of my outfits. One of them is a Christmas-themed outfit, as you can see on this one right here. And as for this little skirt that I already inked up, that'll come into play later because I do have two outfits already sketched up for the time being. The first one I'm going to be working on is sort of a like cozy sleepover type outfit, and that includes a little pillow in one hand. So I'll be working on that one. And then the second one, which I'm really looking forward to, is this maid cafe maid outfit. So that's going to be really fun to put together. I tried to keep it so the back bow is like a separate part, so that way I can hopefully like mess around and rig it later. But yeah. So the first thing I'm going to do is work on the sleepover outfit. And of course, as soon as I get started, I'm already warm. Which is funny because it is really cold today, in my opinion. I'm just going to go ahead and test this out since it is a Testing Tuesday stream. Alright, awesome. The fishing game is in working order. We love to see it. Alright, so I'm thinking for the sleepover outfit that it'll be predominantly pink and white, so I will need to grab the corresponding colors for that. I think just general pastel vibes is what I'll be going for. And of course, since this is a PNGtuber outfit, it essentially means I'm going to have to do this twice. Like, it'll be the same outfit, but it'll be in a slightly different pose. But it is definitely getting colder out there, so Borbs are certainly having to huddle up together for warmth a little bit, but they have plenty of ways to keep warm. No worries. Now, at least with the outfits, the way that they're positioned, I believe it is better to overdraw than to underdraw. Because if I draw more than I need to, then at least I can erase the bits that I don't need. Whereas if I underdraw, then it's going to be a little bit of a wonky process to make it come together. Yes, it says the Borb Snorb. Because I thought a cute little tagline on it would be fitting. That's one line art done. Just need to do one more. And for those who are new to my streams, this is why usually I don't do sketching on stream. At least not usually, when I remember why it's a bad idea. But it's a bad idea because it's not really showing up on camera all too well. But I try anyways. But yeah, this is why usually I have these sketches done beforehand, so that way when I do get to the inking part, it's a lot easier to see the drawing that I'm attempting to do. actually shown my upcoming PNGtuber model on a previous stream, so if you'd like to take a sneak peek at it before I start using it at the beginning of December, feel free to check out, the previous stream. But otherwise, I think it's coming out pretty good. I have learned how to use PNGtuber Plus, and I've learned a little bit more about how the animations can be done and how I can do alternate costumes, which is the whole reason why I am making alternate outfits for my model. And yes, they are full body because, for the longest time, I have like a decent amount of details on my full body, and I don't think I show it all that often. But aside from the wings that you see on my current model, I do have sort of like a lion's tail tipped with, or maybe even a monkey tail tipped with white feathers. And that's always a detail I like to have. So I've just recently found out how to animate those nicely. So hopefully those look nice. And also I'll have like bouncing bangs. And I think the line art is coming along fairly well. That was a lot simpler than and faster than I expected it to be, but that's all right. We still have a maid cafe outfit which has far more details and a couple of more moving pieces along with it, so we will have that to look forward to after this outfit. But yeah, the process of making this new model has been pretty fun for me, at least, because I have made it so it's a lot more modular. So it's easier to like add pieces and take away pieces and such. Especially if those are pieces that I plan to animate to give the model a bit more life once I go to rigging. yeah, that's one of my current hyperfixations. I suppose one thing I can mention project-wise is that I am still working on the Actress's Tale. For those who don't know, I am the creator of a webcomic series that is called the Snapdragon Club series, which takes place in my original world of Sanctus, where humans being isekai'd is commonplace. That is to say, they're being isekai'd to Sanctus. And currently, the comic that I'm working on, The Actress's Tale, is inspired by survival horror games a little bit, in that the main human that we follow is an actress who finds herself, or found herself, in a very horrific place, and is coming to terms with calling Sanctus her new home. As well as a few other major demons that will be addressed in the comic. At least I'm hoping to do it well, but you never know. I can't say that I've, told stories like that before, but it's good practice, at the very least. Let's see. Maybe I would like to make it peach color. So, I ran into this particular issue back when I made the Wanderer's Tale comic. I'm using printer paper because what I usually do for these outfits is that I would basically sort of lay this on top of the base body, trace over the base body so I know what I'm working with, and then draw the outfit on top of that. However, when it comes to coloring with alcohol markers on printer paper with my plastic backing as protection, sometimes the leftover alcohol ink that has dried on the plastic sheet will then transfer and kind of reactivate and get onto my drawing. So now I have splotches of blue on there. So I believe it would behoove me to not have too many layers of color, in the hopes that I do not activate more of the dried ink. Because the other thing about using alcohol ink on printer paper is that it is very liable to bleed and spread, even past the line art. I'm not sure how much of that I will be able to fix in post, if any, but there will be an attempt made. But yes, going back to my current comic, The Actress's Tale. I'm still in the midst of finalizing sketches for the future pages. So until I am happy with those pages, I'm thinking that future comic streams, which is what I usually do on Fridays, will probably be just one page per stream until I can get more of a backlog on the sketches, because a lot of finalizing the sketch is not only just about like the layout of the panels in terms of the artwork, but also finalizing like the dialogue and making sure that that is flowing like fairly smoothly, so that I'm not just lore dumping or giving unnecessary lore dumps. So yeah, really hoping that I can get more done, because at the very least I know I'm finalizing at least 2 pages, so I'll at least have like this week and next week's pages figured out. But yeah, I'm currently at a point in the story where I'm trying to make it as neat as possible, because the thing that I want to achieve with the various tales of the Snapdragon Club series is that I want them to be able to be taken in as one singular story. You don't need to look at all the previous tales before it to understand what's going on. You know, I don't want them to have like a required reading in order to understand the others, but something that will like add more context if you do happen to, you know, be interested enough to read others. So that's basically what I'm trying to do. That is the chance and hope, at the very least. Thinking what I'll do is I'll use my more darker pink, or maybe instead of that I can use salmon pink. To kind of just make shadows here. This must be the new ink I got. Oh no, this is powder pink, that's why. Left. It's gonna be a bit before I find more colors that are suitable, but oh well. Just for light shading. A little messy, but I think I can work with it. So either I'm able to fix it up in post, or, you know, barring that, it might just give it a little bit of charm to it, because I mean, maybe I just recently had something that had like blueberry syrup on it or something. Alright. Well, was pretty quick. Only took me roughly half an hour to ink and color that. So that'll be ready to scan in later, in which I will have to do the arduous task of making sure that all the outer white layers of the pages gets cut out. So I'm thinking maybe I should switch up for this one instead and hope that there's less ink on it, because while I was okay with the mess on the previous outfit, I would really like to keep this as pristine as possible. And hello, Kamada. Welcome, welcome. Glad to see you. Hope you're doing well. So just to recap, we just finished this sort of sleepover type outfit for my upcoming new PNGtuber model. So there's that pose, and then this pose. I did manage to get a little bit of like alcohol ink bleed through a little bit, just because this is printer paper. But hopefully I can either fix it in post or it'll just add character to it. But yes, currently I am working on the Maid Cafe outfit. Barbecue pork buns. Happy lad? Yeah, barbecue pork buns are so delicious. Gosh, now I want some. Epic, thank you. I'm trying to remember how I did this, because I already sort of made the headband for this outfit, and I remembered I ended up using yellow for the ribbon on that one, but I also used a lot of blue, so I'm just trying to remember which parts I wanted to be blue and what parts I wanted to be yellow. And hello, Ferox. Welcome, welcome. How goes? It's going fairly well. Again, quick recap. Sort of a sleepover outfit. the Borb Snorb. A little messy, but I can make it work. And right now we are working on the Maid Cafe outfit, which I have it based on like the idea that she's working in the Snapdragon Club. Which makes me think that later down the line I should draw the 4 boys, the hosts of the Snapdragon Club, in sort of maid cafe outfits. Also, volume check. Just want to make sure that things are still easy to hear. That's right. Cozy, yeah. Cute actually in a butler outfit. Yes. Absolutely. And volume's good? Awesome, awesome. Thank you for letting me know. But yeah, I am very much looking forward to the big move when it comes to my PNGtuber model finally being ready. I will have to temporarily relegate Borbs to only the welcome screen. Probably for a while. But, you know, the Borbs will still be seen on the welcome screen. So, if you're worried that I'm getting rid of the Borbs, don't worry. They will still be there. sorry if I'm going to have to be a little bit more quiet because I am trying to concentrate very hard so I actually remember which details I need to do versus what details are unnecessary. Because this outfit does have a lot of details. But yes, canonically, this PNGtuber's character's name is Harpy. I should draw, but some dwarf stole my tablet pen. I will just say that a comment reminded me that I just came from watching E1 Alpha stream on Twitch, and because it was his birthday today, so just went there to support. I will just say that the game that he was playing last I saw was definitely not for kids. Okay. That's probably as good as this outfit is going to get. So usually I would then continue to line art, do line art for the next one. But I think just so I have a good handle on how I'm laying the colors, I'm gonna go ahead and color this one first. Just to be sure that it's laying out the way that I think it's gonna lay out. Because I'm never completely sure if what I did was the right choice in terms of making the color palette until I actually lay it down. Yeah, I'm sure if Alpha were here, he'd appreciate the birthday wishes. But he's still in the midst of his own stream as we speak. At least last I checked. I had to leave early because, you know, I have art to do. I'm thinking a mid-tone range blue for like the vest portion and the skirt, and then darker blues for the ribbons. Although could also do it the reverse. Have these be the more darker blues, and then have the ribbons be bright. What do we think? What do we think, chat? Do we have any opinions on this? I do love arting as well, but sometimes it is a little difficult to get the ideas flowing. Yes, you are chat at this moment. Do you have a vision? Are we seeing a vision? Don't worry about it. But I think in the meantime, I will go ahead and grab the yellow first of all, because I'm going to need that. So I know those are gonna have to stay yellow. That's staying. Those parts are definitely yellow. What? I'll go ahead and make this yellow too. Golden heart. You know, I was thinking that was going to be blue, but maybe golden pen. Golden board pen. Lighter top because the hair is darker and the wings too. That's my opinion, chat. Yeah. I think we can do that. We'll start giving her the mid-tone first. This is what happens when I'm not thinking. I will have to edit that in post. Yeah, I'm starting to think that the lighter blue is definitely the better idea, especially when it's gonna be connecting to the darker legs down here. Okay. You know, sometimes I dislike when color palettes remind me of something else. You know what this is already starting to remind me of? Classic Chun-Li outfit. That's what this is reminding me of. good to do. The lapels should be colored in. Here we go. Okay. I think we're getting somewhere. And maybe I can hide this just a little bit better. Okay. I think that's not too bad, actually. Hopefully it'll come together once I actually put it on the model, but yeah. Because I already have an underskirt ready to go right here, which, now that I think about it, could use just a teensy bit of shading. There we go. So there's that underskirt, which will be animated separately from the main dress. What you mean with the color? I was thinking of Chow. But, you know, there are popular, you know, color palettes for a reason. But I think what I'm gonna need to do right now is that I'm gonna need to take a quick break. But I will be right back to continue with the last little outfit right there, plus the back bow, of course. We'll still need to do that, so I will leave you guys with the fishing game, and I will be right back. Alright, I am back, and I have just discovered that the Borbs left a mess in the other room. And some of you might be thinking, oh, well, Harpy, you're like some sort of creator being, right? Can't you just snap your fingers and make it all nice and clean again, just as easy as that? And to that I say, it's the principle of the matter. Like, sure, maybe I could, but if I do that, then how will I remember how to actually clean it when I don't have access to my powers for whatever reason? When will I not have access to my powers? I'd rather not talk about it. So yeah, that is something for a future Harpy to worry about. But no worries. But this is what happens when you create Borbs. You have to be responsible for them. Can you use your power to push the legal crab season up to today? Now, why would you want that? And also, in terms of my creation powers, it only goes as far as I can see. So I'm not sure if I can see that far. Because I'm all the way over here, near Sanctus, and you're over there on Earth. It's pushed back to January. Interesting. So when you say illegal crab season, do you mean it's like it's illegal to catch or fish for crab until then? Well, in that case, I hope none of you fish up any crabs in my pond then. Because I know there are crabs in there. Oh, the Dungeness crab season you can't legally catch till January. Though usually crab season starts around mid-late October. Ah, fascinating. Admittedly, outside of my little pond that I have here on the stream, I don't really usually go fishing. So I can't say I'm too familiar with the rules and limitations of such. But it makes sense, of course. Other bodies of water are not as magical as my pond. They need time to replenish. I was half considering whether or not I should have colored this band part dark blue like the bows here, since that's the same color I'm going to be coloring the back bow as well. But then I'm thinking, no, maybe the apron, the way it's put on, is that it's white at the front, but then at some point the strings like turn blue halfway down, so that way once you actually tie it up, only like the blue strands are left behind, and then the giant bow is just sort of like clipped on top of that in the back. almost done with inking. Hello, Alpha. Welcome, welcome. Hope you had a nice birthday stream. We're just talking about you. But yes, I am working on a maid cafe outfit. Fishing is fun, but crabbing? So, what is the difference between fishing and crabbing, I wonder? Apron color is epic. I mean, apron color is basically white, but yeah, I think it adds a nice, like, little contrast to it. You messed up the speed run irreversibly, was completely skipping side objectives that apparently were mandatory to unlock the last levels. Oh no! Oh well. There's always next time, right? Fishing is with a rod, crabbing is with a net. I mean, yeah, that's fair. I mean, how else would you bring up some crab without, you know, getting snipped at? Better luck next time, yeah. Oh well. I hope you had fun either way, though. Oh, and just to show you, here is the first outfit we did earlier in the stream. Really simple, just a cozy little kind of sleepover type outfit. The Borb Snorb. While you can fish crab, you can also crab nets to get crabs. In other words, there are many ways to... Yeah. I don't want to finish that. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I'm being silly. Never mind. Okay, so I think I have just about almost everything completely inked. And since this is going to be in the back, you're not really going to see this a whole lot, but I think I'm gonna do like maybe a couple of ribbon variations just because I'm not completely sure how I want to do this. But there you go, inking I think is complete. I considered putting on like maybe some sort of bangles or bracelet. Maybe gloves, but I don't know. Maybe if it turns out that these aren't enough, I will go back and make gloves for this outfit. But for the time being, it'll stay as is. Because I still need to like scan everything in, make sure everything fits, and then make sure that everything that I put it there is going to animate on the model the way that I want it to. I would talk crabbing, but it's a long story. Well, talk as much or as little as you like. Either way, I'm here for it. Because I know there's at least one person I know who would be very interested to hear about just anything that involves crabs. Kind of forget one of my hobbies is cooking different sea creatures. I'm sure you'd know far more ways to cook than I do. I'm afraid to say my cooking skills are minimal. I'm more of a if I'm going to actually make it, then I can look it up and just go by the book. But otherwise, there's not much that I know offhand. Try and avoid the hazards of the last time I colored, I'm going to go around the edges first. Just so I can put my boundaries in and say, do not color past this boundary. Usually I would not do that because sometimes then the boundary is kind of visible if I leave it for too long. But I'm willing to risk that just so I don't go over the edges again and color in places where I didn't want to color. Inside here. this blue is done. So I can start coloring in the darker blues. Drying a lot lighter than I thought it would, but it's still okay. I am really looking forward to putting this outfit on my newest PNGtuber model though. Just because I don't usually draw outfits like these. So it's gonna be fun. Like seeing how pretty it might look. Before I get to the ribbons, I'm thinking I'm going to use this blue and kind of highlight this bow a little bit. If I recall correctly, this is still a dark blue, but it's also slightly more saturated. Now luckily, at least with the top ends of the ribbons, they're not going to be visible, so I'm not too concerned about if those are messy or not. The bottoms though, if they get messy, I will have to fix that in post. by that, I mean try to digitally erase what I can once I scan them in. But I am not the best at that, so I always try to mitigate that when I can. Cooking is one of those things, just one of my special interests, also because I especially love sea creatures in general. Yeah, that's fair. To be fair, there are so many, like, amazing sea creatures out there. Regardless of what one might think of the ocean or going in the ocean at all, there are so many varieties of creatures out there that are just so fascinating that you'd think some of these were made, you know, purely from the imagination of, like, science fiction authors, but they exist sometimes. Going by the book is boring. Just gotta understand the basics of cooking and then just experiment every time. I mean, if you know the basics of cooking, then yes, of course. Experiment away. I am not usually such an adventurous person. I'm the one who is most liable to create concoction X. I'm liable to make the meal that gives you debuffs. And hello, Kana. Welcome. Glad you can make it. The best group of animals on Earth, nudibranch. Ah, so that's where that comes from. But also, what group of animals is that? Is that like sea cucumbers or? Baking is chemistry, yes. But this is why I stick to art. And speaking of art, if you enjoy the art that I make or are interested in the stories that I'm making, because even though I am focusing on my webcomic, I also do have a few comic dubs available on the channel. And if you would like to support me, I have a Ko-fi link up here. And you could either donate to buy me a boba, or you could become a visitor of Sanctus and get a borb attributed to you. Or if you'd like some physical goodies, we have all sorts of stickers available in the shop right now, including a whole bunch of my Harpy form along with my borb form. And then of course, there's all my characters, well, not all of them, but majority of them from the Snapdragon Club series, including, I know, Vakshi is Kamada's favorite. Piro is another favorite. And another fan favorite that I know. Let's see if I can find her. I know she's here somewhere. Well, why don't I just go ahead and sift through in the meantime? So many characters. And Ferox voices this character, Shade, the Nightmare Fae. Ah, here she is. The other fan favorite is Dolly, the Toy Fae. Like a lot of my characters, she has a long design history, as a good number of my characters have been used in other fan projects that I've done before, or fan artwork. But a lot of them are also completely original to the Snapdragon Club series, such as Akasi the Naga. And also just look at how big these stickers are, they're huge. But yeah, and you know, if that's not something you want to do, liking, commenting, and subscribing always helps. You know, the usual YouTube shtick. Fancy word for sea slugs? Yeah. The sea slugs are really cool. Very cute stickers and Vakshi, yes! We always love Vakshi in this household. Sticker quality is amazing, 10 out of 10. Yes, Kana is one of my happy customers. Okay, I still need to do some very light shading on this, and then this will be complete. Which, I am getting these done a lot faster than I expected to get them done. Oh, right, and I forgot, I need to color in the buttons. What is going on with this? I think I need to replace this brush nib because I think it's fraying at the end. So I will go take care of that later. looks like these outfits are essentially complete. All that's left to do is scan these in. Just basically cut them out and then rig them up, and hopefully it'll look nice. Let's see, what else can I make while I'm here? Huge sprout sprite? What do you mean by that? Kana, what do you mean by that? Oh, are you talking about what you caught in fishing? Oh, are you 21 points away from being number 1 on the leaderboard? Awesome, awesome. In that case, I can keep stream going for just a little longer. Oh yeah. I do have some random sketches on hand, but I would like to keep this video on topic for stream assets. So I'm thinking... You know what? I have been meaning to make a new border. I am going to need to make a new border when it is December, officially winter time. So we'll see if I can sort of come up with something. That is too big. Some sort of icicles on the top, kind of snowflakey thing in this corner, which you won't see most likely because fishing's right there. snow on the ground. And I'll probably have a little snowboard down here. Probably. That might work. Maybe. We'll see. We're gonna try. New leader? Yay! Congrats, Kana! But yeah, there's gonna be a tiny little snow orb in the corner. We'll see how visible it is in the end. Because I do not have a template for this, even though I probably should have a template. But more likely than not, you will find out once it's December. think you I shall host a parade. You silly. Yep. Well, we'll see if this gets added. But in the meantime, I think we got a decent bit of art done today. So as a quick recap, we got the sleepover outfit, the Borb Snorb, and then we also have the Maid Cafe outfit, which I'm really looking forward to putting this together. And then finally, just as a last little bit, we got a possible border to replace the current brown and red border that I have going on right now. At least when it comes to be winter time. I don't have much more else planned, unless you guys want me to draw something else. Everything is beautiful, thank you. Let's go ahead and look at that leaderboard while we're here. Yep, there's Kana, right at the top, where she belongs. If you guys want a chance to be on the leaderboard, come join the stream sometime. Who knows what you might catch. more like enormous frog. You like winning? But yeah, I believe that's all I had planned for today's Testing Tuesday. I think I'm just getting really fast with my inking and coloring. I don't know how else to explain it. I did not expect it to go so fast. Time just simply flies, doesn't it? But I guess as a small little consolation prize, I will go ahead and show you what I have coming up for this Friday. I have started a completely new mixed media pad. And the first page is the continuation of the actress's tale. I have just started on at least getting the panels done. So this page and the page next is basically ready to be inked. Everything else I'm still working on finalizing the sketches. So this is going to be the next page that I work on. I am slightly concerned now that that means that it's going to be another short stream. So, hope you guys can catch it. For those who don't know, I usually stream on Fridays, 10 a.m. PST. Yeah, you like winning? Yeah. And thank you very much. So yes, thank you all for joining me. Thank you anyone who stopped by to watch the VOD all the way through. I appreciate you even though you weren't in chat. And if you can't make the streams, don't worry about it too much. But I do appreciate the company for those who do happen to make it. So yes, thank you very much everyone in chat for joining me once again on another artistic stream. And as one final plug, if you can, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm thinking that as a milestone, if we hit 3,000 subscribers, I will be making a Harpy cosplay and be showing that. But that is a long way off from where we are right now, as you can see in the top left right there. But I'm not too worried about that. And if you are feeling more generous, I do have a Ko-fi link right up there. Once again, you can donate by buying me a boba. You can become a visitor of Sanctus and get a borb attributed to you in the stream. It may not always be right next to my avatar, but it'll always be in the welcome screen, at least. And if you wish, once again, there are stickers. I am very proud of these stickers. The original designs were inked and colored traditionally by me. So you can be rest assured that these are all my designs. And they are all equally adorable. But feel free to pick your favorites. You don't have to get the sets that they come in. You can just get one sticker and be done with it. But yes, thank you very much for joining me. And I will hopefully see you all on Friday. So have a good day, everyone. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.